Good morning from AlphaCars. My name is Tom, coming to you from our Northampton location, and today I'm excited to share with you this 2019 Ural Gear Up. We're very fortunate to have taken in another used bike. It's always nice when we do because you get an opportunity to find a bike that's already been customized and tweaked and really made extra unique, as we know Urals really can be. And today I'm excited to take you on a quick tour of the bike, showing you the condition and just give you a general tour of the added features. So of course, just the general overview, this bike is, as you'll see, finished in the Sahara paint scheme. Really attractive color, especially when it's paired with all of those gorgeous semi-gloss black accents all around the bike. And we're going to take a quick look, starting over here at the motorcycle. Now, a general condition overview, as you can see, starting on the front fender, very nice condition. Paint looks great. You will see no rock chips there on the leading edge. No issues with the hardware either. It all looks really nice. Headlight, crystal clear. You have this nice give you windshield. That is an aftermarket upgrade, I'd say. These are really high quality parts. And you can see the windshield is in really nice condition as well. Very simple mounting points there. No big hardware sticking out. It's all very clean. Looking a bit lower, your front suspension looks very nice as well. Same goes for that front wheel, finished in that semi-gloss black to match. All looking very nice. And we'll take another step back here, starting to look at the gas tank. Now, of course, you have your Ural script finished in that nice brushed silver finish. And you have your knee guards there in great shape, wearing that Ural emblem. You do have a small scuff there on the tank, just beyond the gas cap there. It is relatively minor, but of course we point out every little thing that we can. And one other thing you may see peeking out on the side there is that hand shifter kit. I really love this. It really enhances the driving experience on these bikes, in my opinion. And what I love is that using this linkage, it actually retains the function of your foot shifter. So if you decide you don't want to free up that right hand off the throttle, you can still operate it using your foot. You can see it is one down and then 3 ahead for second, third, and fourth gear. And then to engage reverse, you have this small other knob there on the side. So that's a really cool feature. And if you haven't driven a bike with a hand shifter, it really adds an extra layer. It feels like driving a stick shift car in a way, using every part of your body to make the bike move, and really puts a smile on my face at least. So next up, we'll take a look here at the engine. And thankfully it is finished in that powder coated black finish. So it matches the rest of the bike beautifully. Quick couple specs rundown on the engine. This is a 749cc opposed horizontal twin. You may know that as a boxer layout with the pistons going in opposite directions outwards. Engine really clean, nice condition. You can see that electronic fuel injection there, where you would have found the carburetors on the older models. But that all works beautifully. The bike runs great, as we'll hear in a moment. This engine is producing around 41 horsepower and 42 pound-feet of torque, both relatively low in the RPM range, and so you can really crawl through any situation, whether you're buried in mud, whether you're going on ice and snow. Really nice to have that powertrain in this bike. Another thing that's helpful through all weather situations is this nice big rugged footbed you see here. As opposed to a traditional rubber peg, you have this nice footbed, so whether it's getting packed with snow, whether your boots are getting wet, you're always going to have optimal traction and a place to put your foot, no matter how big or chunky those boots are. Really nice, and it also allows for perfectly free usage of that foot shifter as well. And that is mounted to a slightly modified engine guard and a bracket here at the rear. Now, as we move past the engine, power is delivered through a twin plate dry clutch through a shaft drive over here, carries under that swing arm all the way to your final drive system just there, because this bike is, as you'll see here, two-wheel drive, as you'll find with every other Gear Up. That two-wheel drive system can be engaged or disengaged. It's like driving on a locked differential on a car, so under regular usage, you're going to want to stay in that single-wheel drive, just driving the back wheel of the motorcycle. However, when the going gets tough and Ural fully prepares for the going to get as tough as possible, you can send power to that sidecar wheel and get out of almost any situation, again, taking advantage of that gorgeous engine. Now, of course, I know you've noticed it, the massive high mount dual exhausts here at the back of the motorcycle. Now, obviously they add a really cool look, but also some functionality. You no longer have that big muffler really low on the bike that could potentially strike the ground if you're off-roading. So it obviously frees up some approach angles and makes it easier to navigate certain obstacles. But also, beyond all of that technical stuff, it just sounds amazing, as we're going to hear in a few minutes. Really, really awesome noise. Completely changes the sound and the feel of riding a Ural. I think it's almost a necessity if you're someone like me who likes to make a bit of noise. Now, taking a look here at the seat fitted to this particular motorcycle, perfect condition, really, really nice. You can see the stitching all the way around, looks great. You have plenty of room for a 2-up passenger here, and really comfortable seat. It's not a seat I see on too many Urals. Usually you find the flat bench or the tractor seat. So this particular seat is a great option, really holds you in place, and I'm a big fan. Now, last thing over here on the bike itself, looking at your controls, you of course have heated grips. These are really nice heated grips as well. We recommend this brand and they perform beautifully. As you can see, 5 points of adjustment there for whatever heat level you desire in the moment, and it can be easily adjusted on the fly. You also have a weatherproofed switch just there, which activates those LED spotlights at the nose of the Sidecar. I'll flip that switch on, and as we can see, those are working absolutely perfect. No issues there, and that switch, because it's sealed, can make it through any weather circumstance without getting messed up. As I mentioned before, the mounting points for that give you windshield, looking really nice on the bars there. Speedometer in really nice shape, not scuffed or scratched, and actually by looking at it I can see it still has that original plastic cover on it, almost like a screen protector, so it's nice to see that it's still protected. We also have a phone mount here, which has the ability to be wired up as a phone charger, as you can see in the back. And just below that, of course, your parking brake and your lighting controls. It's all very nice here at the front of this 19 Gear Up. Now we'll take a quick look here at the Sidecar. Of course, you do have that nice luggage rack here at the rear, or utility rack, whatever you may use it for, with a tire that is in perfect condition here as a full-size spare. It can easily be adapted for any tire that gives you a problem here on the bike. You also have this nice gas can here. It's almost like just an insurance policy in case you're venturing really far out and you need that little bit of extra fuel. You can rest easy knowing you have plenty here at the back, and adds a lot to your range as a nice almost reserve feature. As I'm here, I'd like to also point out this scuff here just behind the tail light. And now making our way to the Sidecar over here. On this side, you'll see that undercoated portion on the lower side of the Sidecar, looking really nice. You can also see here you have independent suspension, in a sense, for your Sidecar. So it is mounted at the front with the ability to pivot at the rear. So it's not going to be necessarily rigid. You can see I can make the Sidecar bounce a little bit independently of the bike. So it's just going to be a much more comfortable experience for your passenger in the side, whether that's your dog or just somebody who wants to go for a ride in a unique machine. Now, taking a look here, you do have this shovel. Again, another Ural insurance policy, just in case the going gets a little bit too tough. You know you have the tools mounted cleanly on the bike to get you out of that situation. Looking here, you have this fender in nice condition here on the side, and another wheel and tire in great condition. I neglected to mention as well, Brembo brakes on all 3 points of contact here, as we can see those calipers nice and big on those rotors as well. Tons of stopping power on the Ural because you have those 3 points of contact. These things come to a halt like that really, really quick. Of course, you have that nice side step for your passengers entering the Sidecar. You also have a bit of auxiliary storage here on the front, as well as that trunk, which we'll go into in a moment. And lastly, here on the nose of the Sidecar, you have one more rack with that spotlight fitted as well, with that really nice cutout specifically for the light. It all was really well thought out when they put this bike together and spec'd it this way. And as we mentioned before, that nice bumper there at the front with the LED spotlights mounted there, and they work perfectly. The spotlight works as well, and I'll activate that in just a moment, but real quick, let me take this cover off of the Sidecar. As you can see, vinyl cover in perfect condition, really, really nice, and the skirt at the front of that windshield looks just the same. But I'm going to take all this off so I can take a look with you at the interior of the Sidecar and just how nice it is in there as well. We'll be right back. All right, so now we've got the Sidecar opened up so we can take a quick look at the interior. And Checking out the seat, really nice condition. As you can see, that vinyl in great shape. It does have some minor wear marks there at the leading edge, but otherwise presents nicely. You have your full undercoated interior with that rubber mat on the floor. And also, if we look here, we can see that dashboard and that little rubberized switch just to the left, which powers the spotlight that I mentioned, which, as you can see, shining bright. And that dashboard provides power to any accessories you may need. Now, I've already unlatched the trunk using this lever here. It is kind of a two-handed operation. That means I can open it up, and we can see on the inside it looks very nice. You can see you have your owner's manual, that folded up vinyl sidecar cover, a toolkit, and various other things like a spout for your gas can, other utility items you may need, and all of your extra keys for things like the storage panel there on the tank. It all presents very nicely. This is a really interesting bike, and the very last thing that I'm going to need to show you here is that exhaust. We obviously want to hear it running. See that gauge cluster sweeping? I'm going to have to find neutral because earlier I was playing with the hand shifter. There it is. So now all I have to do, fire it up. See, fires up with no hesitation whatsoever, runs beautifully. Give that idle a listen. The bike is already warm, so you can hear that idle already drop down to its regular idling position. And now I'm just going to give it a couple small revs as the bike is relatively up to temp. Oh, it sounds just incredible. And as you can see, returns to idle really happily, no issues whatever, no stumbling after running it a little bit. Really awesome feature to have the high mount exhaust. So as you can see, this bike represents a really cool value because you get a bike that's already been tweaked, already has all of those gorgeous customized features, and it's a really, really nice spec at that. But of course, if you have any further questions or you'd like to see our high-resolution detailed photos, please reference the listing at alphacars.com, and there you're going to find all of the relevant contact information. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. We hope to hear from you soon. Thank you from AlphaCars.